The city I'm gonna guess, Zaragoza?
What?
Oh!
Oh man, that's not fair. Okay, very well done. That's exactly right. Yeah.
That was a educated guess.
Good stuff.
We'll go with that.
Very nice. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of The Schafer Show. Today we are joined by Tobin Kearns, an amateur, very soon to be professional photographer, rising in the ranks of photography, and today he's going to share with us 3 tips for you to get better at photography. Tobin, do tell, how did you first get into photography?
So the first time I got exposed to photography, I was 12 years old, about 7 years ago. And I played around with it a little bit, but it never really developed from there. Sure. And so I had a camera and I'd take it every so often on hikes, but I never felt like super passionate about it until approximately 3 years ago. I upgraded cameras.
Ooh, okay.
And I don't know, I started to fall in love with it, just experiment around a little bit with it, and just developed from there. And yeah, I've been doing it. I would say about 2 years I've been starting to grow my skills.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Very nice. Was there a certain friend of yours that first got you into
There was
photography?
a certain friend of mine, yes.
Nice.
So his name is William Froney, if you're watching this. Thank you so much. He first introduced me to it, and I think my fondest memory, we went on a backpacking trip, and we would take pictures, and then late at night in the tents, we would pull out our cameras and say, "Ooh, look at mine. I think I like mine better than yours." And we'd compare settings and see which one had the better camera.
I see.
And so, yeah, ever since then we've taken trips together and explored a little bit of the Pacific Northwest.
Awesome.
And yeah, just had a blast.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that there's some healthy competition between you two. Is
Oh,
that
just
right?
a little bit.
Yeah?
Just a little bit.
Photography, soccer,
Soccer,
all that good
definitely.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes,
Right
he's
on.
developed in soccer a lot. So,
Gotcha. Very
yeah.
cool. So today, Tobin is going to be talking to us about some of his favorite photos he has ever taken, as well as the stories behind these pictures. But something I'm going to have Tobin do first, actually, and I didn't tell Tobin about this,
Oh, no.
but I myself like photography as well. Definitely not a photographer, but I do like to do street photography with my phone sometimes. And I have selected 3 pictures from my Instagram, and I'm wondering if Tobin can tell me where these pictures were taken.
Oh, no!
Right? So there's 3 levels: easy, medium, and hard.
Ooh.
We're going to start off with easy, and we're going to see how many of these Tobin can identify, all right?
Okay.
We'll see if he can identify the city as well as a specific location, all right?
Okay.
So, first step, all right. This is the first picture. I'll put that on the screen.
Okay.
Tell me, Tobin, you know where this is?
I'm going to say this is in Paris, France.
Easy money. Good stuff.
Sweet.
You know what building it is.
No.
That is...
Yes, I know the picture. Like from the outside, it's like a pyramid looking.
Yeah.
And I'd love to go there, but I do not know the name
for
of
sure.
it.
So it is called Le Louvre.
Is that
this
right?
Is where the Mona Lisa is housed.
Okay.
As well as many other wonderful art pieces.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, hey, you
That's
got one
good.
for one. Let's see if you
We're
can
on a roll.
follow
We're
that
on
up.
a roll.
All right, this one here. I was gonna give you a clue, but I thought you probably know this one. So
I think I've been there.
I think you have.
I think I've been there. That is London, England.
Exactly. Very, very good. You know what
Yes.
this is called right here?
No.
I believe it's called the Eye.
That's right. The London Eye.
Mhm,
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
And
That's
if you hop on my Instagram, you will see a terrible, terrible pun accompanying this post.
I will look that up.
It's something like, "Eye jokes could not get any more cornea." It's so bad. Okay.
Oh no. Moving on.
two out of 2. Alrighty, now I'll be very impressed if Tobin gets this last one here. He may have seen this picture before, but I don't know if he knows exactly where it is located. Can you tell me where I took this photograph?
Let's see, there's a heart in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna guess. First, I'm gonna guess the country.
Cue the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna guess Spain.
That's correct.
Okay, so
yes,
it's in Spain.
It's indeed Spain.
The city I'm gonna guess, Zaragoza.
What?
Oh!
Oh man, that's not fair. Okay, very well done. That's exactly right. Yeah.
That was a educated guess.
Good stuff.
We'll go with that.
Very nice. This is in fact in the neighborhood called El Gancho.
Okay.
And it is famous for its street art as well as graffiti.
Gotcha.
And yeah, we got that in the pic as well as these 3 guys that I started playing soccer with. So
Sweet,
yeah.
sweet.
Very well done.
I remember you putting like a very long collage of like street
Yes,
art of that
that's-
city.
yeah.
And so I thought
My story that day was probably, I don't know, 40 posts or something like that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, let's give a round of applause for Tobin. 3 out of 3, very impressive. Now moving on to actual photography. We're gonna take a
Those
look
were
at
quality
Tobin.
pictures.
Thank you.
I like them.
Gonna take a look at Tobin's favorite shots and the stories behind them.
All right.
So Tobin, of these, which one do you want to get started off with?
Ooh, get started off with. We are gonna start with this picture right here.
All right.
So this picture, William and I, let's see. Yes, every single one of these photos I took on a trip with my friend William Froney.
Hey, that's awesome.
So yeah, so this photo is of McQuay Cove in Big Sur, California. You can see a little falls that's on the beach there. It's called McQuay Falls. And that was one of my favorite like sunset golden hour pictures. There's no vibrant like sunset colors, but I just love the serene look and like the smooth waters and the turquoise water. It's so inviting. And so that's one of my favorites I've taken, and I'm not sure why, but it's one of my favorites.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah.
Looks real nice.
The next one we're gonna talk about is this picture right here. This one has an awesome story with it.
Okay.
So William and I, we went up, we hiked up to a ridge called Tom, Dick, and Harry Mountain. And it overlooks Mount Hood, which you can see in the picture. And so we hiked up there in the afternoon, and we took sunset pictures. And the winds were freezing. I think it was maybe around 25 degrees.
Wow.
And the winds were howling, I think around 40 miles an hour.
Dang.
So we were barely able to stand. And so we took sunset pictures, and then we staked our tents out in like a little coved area. And then we got up just after sunset for this image, so we could get pictures of the stars. And so it was pitch black. Obviously you wouldn't really be able to tell by the image, but it was pitch black, and we were just huddled there. If my camera was here, I was sheltering my camera like this so the wind wouldn't buffet it. And so, about an hour later we were finished with that, and still one of my favorite photos because it looks almost like the sun is starting to rise, but if you see like the color there, that's actually from the moon. And so the moon was just rising, and so we had a very small amount of time before the moon rose, and then there would be no detail in the sky anymore. And so we got it, and I'd say that's one of my favorites of this year.
Nice.
And so I'm excited about that one.
The things we do to get good shots, right?
Fighting
against Mother Nature.
That is right.
Going on 2 a.m. hikes through the woods.
Exactly.
That's wild.
It is an adventure.
I actually got to try astrophotography with Tobin just a couple of days ago on Christmas Eve.
We're gonna put up the picture that he got, his first astrophotography picture.
Yes, indeed.
So that is
with
exciting.
my mighty Nikon D3500.
It's a beast of a camera.
Get out of here. Hey, it was actually all right though for the first time.
I was very impressed. Yes, you did well.
Cool.
All right.
What's next?
The last 2 pictures have something in common, and they're going to be on one of my tips. There are tips that I'm going to give you for photography, and both of them have this in common. Let's see if you can get them before I say it.
Ooh.
So the first image I have is a wildlife image of a hummingbird, and so this was in California. We were on the coast. William and I were just hiking down to the beach, and we saw these plants. He would be able to tell you what plants they are, but I am no botanist, there we go, yeah. And so he would be able to tell you, but I'm not able to. And we saw these tiny little things flying around, and at first I thought they were some quick moth or something, but then I looked closer and they were hummingbirds.
Neat. All right.
And so we stopped there for about an hour just waiting for the perfect hummingbird to come to the perfect flower. And so I want to say probably 45 minutes into me standing perfectly still there, I got the image, and I was really excited about that.
I believe it.
And so, I just love the composition, and I love the picture.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
The next picture I have is this picture. I did not take this. My friend William took this, but this is me in the image. This is in Yosemite National Park at Glacier Point, and it overlooks Half Dome. And so we got up super early, I want to say around 2:30 or 3, to get there by sunrise. And we were the only ones there, and it was probably one of the most serene mornings I've ever had.
That's incredible.
And so, I think that morning was one of the top 3 highlights of the summer.
Wow.
And so that was wonderful. So looking at those 2 pictures, tell me what you can see a difference or similarities in, and we will.
Can I take a guess? And I haven't seen your tips.
Okay.
I just want to take a guess.
Take a guess.
It might be really,
absolutely.
really off. Do both of these have the rule of thirds?
Yes.
Yes.
Good work. That's solid.
Neat.
Perfect. Yeah.
I stole one of your tips.
Did you really?
I actually didn't see it. I just guessed. But yeah. Good stuff. Okay.
Nice.
Very, very cool.
Awesome.
Well, sweet. Shall we take it to the tips then?
Let's take it to the tips, and that's actually the first one.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
rule of thirds. This is a rule that is placed in photography, and it gives just a touch of interest to the photo. It draws your eye to a certain image in the photo, and if you divide the photo into a grid of 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines, and that gives you like 4 dots in the frame. And if you place your subject on one of those 4 dots, that will give your photo a lot of interest. And then there are tiny little rules that kind of add into the rule of thirds, like headroom and then eye space. So if someone's looking a certain direction, you give more space into the direction they're looking. And just that overall composition gives a full, I don't know the word, kind of a complete look to your image.
Okay.
And so,
Very nice.
of course, rules in photography you can always break.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Rules are meant to be broken once you've learned them.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I see. Good stuff.
All right, and the second tip is to shoot manual. So, shooting manual gives you complete control of your camera settings. And what I found is once you master manual settings, then you can achieve the best results in your image. So the 3 components of manual shooting is shutter speed, f-stop, or sometimes called aperture, and ISO. And so if you control those control lighting, so the amount of light that your camera sees. And if you can learn how to balance those to get the perfect image, then that will set you up for success in photography.
Nice.
I like to think.
Very cool. And is that called the exposure triangle?
That is called the exposure triangle. I'd actually not heard that term until, I'd say probably 6 months ago.
Okay,
And
interesting.
so, yeah, you learn something new every day.
Neat. Let's go over that one more time. You said
Yes.
shutter speed,
That's correct.
f-stop or aperture,
Yes.
and
ISO.
ISO. Good
ISO,
stuff.
yes.
Fantastic.
Perfect. All right.
Cool. And your last tip?
The last tip is be creative. Yes, be creative. Photography is an art, and there are rules that if you follow, it might help you get better images. But if you think outside of the box, look at different angles, just have fun. It's an art, and yeah, there are no fixed boundaries. So yeah,
stuff.
I'd say those are my 3 tips of today for photography.
Fantastic. Folks, you heard it from Tobin Kearns. I can just imagine you with the turban.
The turban.
From Tobin Kearns. If you are a budding photographer looking to grow your wings and get better in the world of photography and media, you heard the steps to, first of all, what was it again?
What was it?
It was use the rule of thirds.
That's right.
Understand the exposure triangle.
That's right.
And lastly, be creative.
Yes.
Something that we should all strive to be
Have
every day.
fun. Have fun.
Fantastic. Well, Tobin, thank you very much for your help.
Thanks for having me. This is the first episode.
First
I
episode.
am honored.
First episode.
I am
First
super
season of the Schafer Show. Hopefully, we're going to take it to big places from here, and we have a fantastic guest to kick off the Schafer Show. So, catch you guys next week with. We'll see. We'll see who the next guest will be. But yeah, it should be someone cool.
Alrighty.
All right, that's it, folks.
Peace
Have a
out.
good one.
Take care.
Good stuff.
Sweet. That was solid.
That was really
That
good,
was
dude.
pretty
Wow. Hey, first take, not bad at all.
I'm impressed.
Good.
I'm impressed.